No more checks. Using WIC is easier than ever. WIC is a free nutrition program that helps working families stretch their food budget and make healthy choices. WIC helps families learn to shop for nutritious foods and provides recipes for healthy meals. There's even online nutrition education and an app to make shopping easier. WIC, good food, and a whole lot more. Call or visit us online to find out if you qualify.
On this edition of the Good Food Project, you think you know, but you have no idea. Anne and Halita put a twist on the traditional chicken Alfredo. And then watch Julie smash up these mashed potatoes? Stay tuned to see what's what next on the Good Food Project.
Listen to what I said. I need something more than soup to keep me satisfied. Give me food, that's what I want. Bolognese all through the day.
Hi everyone, I am Helida Johnson, the Community Coordinator at the Framingham Waltham WIC program.
And I'm Ann Tierney, I'm the Senior Nutritionist.
And Farmers Market is coming up, right?
It is, it's coming up every summer in Massachusetts, in different communities. There are farmers markets where local farmers can bring their produce to sell.
And we do something special for Farmers Market, right?
We do. The Massachusetts WIC program gives away $20 to each participant to use the farmers market.
So it's really nice. If a family has 2 or 3 participants, they get $20 each, so it really adds up.
Absolutely.
Farmers markets are wonderful. I'm so excited for the season.
Yes.
And today we are going to cook something that we can actually buy at the farmers market, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're promoting our farmers market today. Zucchini is abundant at farmers market. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're making chicken and zoodle Alfredo.
Zoodle.
Zoodle.
Oh, what's zoodle?
It's a zucchini noodle.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. All right, so how do we make this zoodle?
Okay, so since you're learning how to cook,
Yep.
I'm going to have you actually make the zoodle.
Oh my goodness, that makes me nervous.
So I
All
take
right.
my zucchini, a lot of the nutrients are in the skin itself, so we're not going to actually take away the skin. So we've washed it, and what
Okay.
you're going to do now is take the peeler.
Okay, we did wash our hands.
Absolutely.
So make sure you wash your hands before you start cooking at home.
And you're just going to slice a nice,
Wow.
long zoodle,
And
a
this
zucchini
looks
noodle.
very, very difficult.
It is not difficult at all.
You promise?
I promise. This is
Okay.
probably the easiest recipe we've made in a couple weeks.
All right, so what do I do? Do I cut?
You can cut the top off, but what I find helpful,
Oh, so you hold it.
I hold it.
Duh. All right, so what do I do?
Okay, so you take the peel. You want to watch out for your fingers, so hold
Okay.
the bottom.
Okay.
Start right at the top. You're going to push it down and pull backwards nice and slowly. Good. Keep going all the way down.
Oh, I stopped, so
That's okay, that's
you just
perfect.
keep going.
Perfect zoodle.
I am feeling so accomplished.
And again. And you'll notice the further down, the bigger the zoodle gets. Like the wider.
Wow, look at that. That's really cool.
Excellent job.
Wow.
You can also, they do sell like a zoodle maker, and it's more like a spiral noodle.
Yeah, I have seen the spiral one.
Yeah, but why
But
purchase it if you have a peeler?
I have never seen, like this. Usually the spiral is very popular.
It is popular, yeah, but... So while Halita finishes the zoodles, I'm going to start the chicken. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of olive oil into my pan. Okay.
Wow.
And I'm just going to measure it out, but I want to make sure it fills the entire bottom of the pan. So I'm going to turn it on to a medium heat. I'm going to push the oil around a little bit. You're making some really good... I think some of your zoodles look better than that one's short.
I see some
That's a
little
small zoodle.
undulations over here. So.
No worries. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's one of the great things about this recipe. When you're making pasta, if each piece of pasta is a different thickness, it doesn't cook evenly. With the zoodles, I mean, it doesn't have to get cooked through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's already a nice, soft vegetable.
So let's see.
So my oil's heating up. What I'm going to do, that's a perfect zoodle.
That was a good one.
I am cooking fresh ingredients here, and I'm going to put some chicken into the pan. So I'm going to make sure not to splash any of it, so I'm going to take one step back.
Okay.
Now there are two things you can do. We're going to use the chicken, we're going to cut it into strips. You can cut it into strips before, but I like to avoid any type of cross-contamination.
Oh, okay.
So I usually cook it first,
And then you...
and then I'll slice it
Oh, okay.
once it's cooked through.
Oh, that's a good, healthy tip.
Okay. So my chicken's starting to cook on one side, and what I want to do is season it while it's in there. That way the seasoning gets to cook right into it. So I'm going to start with a little pinch of salt, just a pinch,
Why?
and a little bit of pepper.
We need more salt.
No, you don't need more
we
salt.
don't need more
We
salt.
have
I'm
pepper.
learning we don't need more salt.
We have pepper, we have Italian seasoning, and that will give it the flavor it needs.
Oh, okay.
I'm being very generous with the pepper. So you want to cook your chicken all the way through, so there's no pink in it. It's not like beef where you can have a little pink in the middle.
Oh, okay. So it has to be cooked.
Cooked all the way through.
Okay.
So about 6 to 8 minutes each side. I'm going to turn this down because I am kind of burning one side a little bit.
I bet you didn't have just leftovers on the side, right?
When I made my zoodles,
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't think
I will never tell you.
You never tell me, right? Okay, but
I would
usually do you use the
Yeah,
whole
I turn
thing?
over the other side,
Okay.
and just go from there and watch your fingers.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, I just needed,
Yeah,
to...
get right into it.
Yep. Oops.
So I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning to this side. I already did salt, so I'm going to go right to pepper.
Okay.
And salt and pepper is always to taste, but you want to make sure you use as little salt as possible. Enough to give it flavor, but enough to make sure that you stay healthy.
Okay.
And same thing with the Italian seasoning, it's to taste. I like Italian seasoning.
Oh, so do I. I put Italian seasoning in everything, basically.
I do too.
Okay. I think...
That might be it. That might be it
wanna
with your
try?
zoodle. No, I'm good. I trust you.
Okay. Because I feel like, it has to be this size, right?
It can be any
It can't
size.
be like... Oh, it can?
If you notice some of my zoodles,
Yours are so perfect. Look at
they
hers.
got a little thinner at
Hers
the
are
end.
so perfect.
I got to practice.
I can get more, but they're not going to be as long as... Oh, I got one.
There you go, perfect zoodle. So the good thing about this recipe is it is versatile. Do I get a point for saying versatile?
Yeah, you do.
So I've made this before with peas.
Oh.
Yep. And corn would be good.
Oh yeah,
Anything.
definitely.
So the fun thing about recipes is adding as many vegetables in as you can.
Yeah, if it's vegetables, I imagine you can be very versatile, right?
Absolutely.
You can use...
Absolutely.
Oh, by the end, it wasn't that great. but
You're doing a good job. We're gonna let the chicken cook through and we'll be right back.
We'll see you soon.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back. While our zoodles are resting, right? Why do they rest on a paper towel?
I don't know. I guess that's what the recipe called, but I can imagine it's because they're drying out a little
Right?
bit.
Yeah, so, if there is a little bit of water, so it will dry a little bit.
Yeah, because I did notice the zoodles we cut about an hour ago. They're not as wet as the zoodles you just cut.
Yeah. Okay, so what's next?
So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our chicken out. It is going to be hot, and I'm going to have you slice it.
Oh, okay.
So you can have the chicken whatever size you want. I find that cutting it into smaller cubes, it's just easier to eat.
Yeah,
It's
I
easier
like
to
it
serve,
too. Yeah.
And especially in this setting where we're giving out samples,
Yep.
it's easier.
I think so. I agree. Even at home, I always like smaller bites of protein.
Absolutely.
So, what's the best knife for that?
You can use that knife. You don't need a big knife, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll cut it into smaller pieces.
Okay.
So that's perfect size.
That's a good size?
That's
Okay.
great size.
All right.
And you notice it's cooked all the way through. It is going to go back in to be cooked a little bit more. And you want to make sure it doesn't dry out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks cooked,
But
and
still nice and
it's
juicy.
still nice and juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do find any pink pieces, it is okay because it's going to go back in. But if it's really pink, toss it back in the pan and take it back out and cut
Okay.
again.
Is this too big or it's good?
Perfect size.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
While you do that, I'm going to steal a little bit of your board.
Here, you can move the chicken a little bit.
So, I mean, I like garlic. The original recipe that I took this from and adapted, because I
Yeah.
recipes, I change them all the time, Halita.
Yeah, I know. I know you. I know you.
The original recipe called for 2 cloves of garlic.
Okay.
I'm going to use 4.
Awesome. Okay. I thought you said you were not going to use any.
I'm not using onions.
Oh, onions.
Don't
Oh,
be
okay.
foolish. We're using garlic.
Yeah, I was like, what? We use garlic for everything, so.
And I am going to put it in the pan. I still have olive oil left from the last time.
Oh, that would
Yep.
be really good.
There's plenty in there. Now, if the pan was dry, I would add just a tiny bit more olive oil.
Oh, okay.
You can mince the garlic, but I'm going to use my garlic press.
Oops, I just dropped a little piece of chicken.
5-second rule.
Oh, no. Doesn't apply.
That need not apply. All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to put the garlic in, and as soon as I have all the garlic in, because I do want it to cook evenly,
And
then
then
I'll
you need
turn
the
the pan
chicken?
off. Nope, I'm going to
No?
start with the garlic.
Oh, okay.
The chicken can sit for a few minutes.
Okay.
Look at us sharing a cutting board. So I have the skillet back on, and
Okay.
I'm just going to cook the garlic for 1 minute until we can really get the smell.
Oh, I can already smell it.
You smell the raw garlic. Wait till it's cooked.
And the chicken is already cut up.
Excellent.
So,
It's the perfect size.
yep.
While this becomes fragrant, I'm going to add the milk in. Okay. We're using whole milk because you can get it on your WIC benefits.
Yes.
You can use half and half if that's what you have. You can use like a 2% or 1%. The only problem is it's not as thick.
Oh,
so
okay.
it won't. You won't
So
get the
whole milk
thickness you
for
need.
this type of recipe
type,
is
yes.
better. That's good. And with your fresh fruit and vegetables benefit, you can also get zucchinis,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
So you don't really need to wait for farmers market to start using vegetables because you do get fresh fruit and vegetables
On your WIC benefits.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to use 3/4 of a cup of milk. Okay. And this is the creamy part.
Okay.
Here's the cover. You're going to add cream cheese.
Ooh.
Yes. So we do
Wow.
have the original. You can use the lower fat cream
Oh,
cheese.
okay.
Yeah. And you are getting a little bit of the fat with the whole milk and the cream cheese. But this is a recipe that, lower in fat with the chicken and
Yeah.
with the zoodles.
This will be a silly question.
Yes.
Do we get cream cheese on our benefit?
We
no,
don't.
right?
Parmesan and cream cheese are
Okay.
not included. I'm going to reach over you
But
for the
we
benefits.
do get cheese.
You can get cheese, yeah. So we'll wrap this one up for later. I'm going to add this right in.
Alright. Okay. And we'll save this for later, right?
Yes. Now, milk and cheese do burn, so you
Okay.
want to make sure to continuously stir this. I'm going to break down the cream cheese a little bit. And what I'm going to add next is the Parmesan cheese. I grated fresh Parmesan cheese.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to demonstrate a little bit,
Sure.
there are different ways you can grade the Parmesan cheese. You have the fine grade, where on our grater it's on the side.
And you use your
Bear claw.
bear
Yep.
claw.
Lift that up, and you get a really fine cheese. Okay. You can go to a thicker one on the back, where it's a little bit bigger.
This one,
Yep.
right?
This is more of one that, if you like cheese, is what we'd put on your pasta. And then my favorite is the one all the way on the back. Yes, it's what I usually use when I cook with recipes. I did want this to cook evenly, so I used the medium grade on the back.
And that will be just texture, right?
That's just different textures of grating cheese.
Good.
So I'm going to put 3/4 of a cup of grated cheese in. Okay. So here's 1/2 of a cup. I'll use my quarter.
When I use milk in cream cheese and cheese, I always feel like, I don't know, you use Italian seasoning, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I did. I use Italian seasoning. This recipe is also really good with fresh parsley. We didn't have any.
What about nutmeg?
Nutmeg. That would give it a different
Yeah, different
flavor.
taste, right?
Yeah. Probably wouldn't use nutmeg, but hey,
Yeah.
you could.
I like the taste when I'm making Alfredo, a little bit taste of nutmeg, but
So you notice that it's already thickening up because
Yeah.
I used the really thin grade.
oh,
I
okay.
used the.
So it will
that
make
grade
a
of cheese.
difference, right?
It does.
Like
Yep.
depending on how you grate your cheese will.
Yeah, and how evenly it will cook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's getting.
It only takes about 3 to 5 minutes to cook.
Oh,
it up.
okay. Oh, nice.
I want to make sure the cream cheese grades in, so I'm going to take the fork that we used with the chicken. I'm just going to whip it up a little bit to get the big chunks.
Whip.
Okay, so it looks good. I'm ready to add the chicken and the zoodles. Why don't we add the zoodles first?
Okay.
Okay.
So do we add it by hand?
So I'm going to put this to a low, and then we'll just toss the zoodles in.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like having noodles. Just toss them right in.
Oh, so we do noodles first, and then we'll
Yep,
do the chicken.
then we'll throw in the
right?
chicken. So I already turned this down. It's really just mixing it all together at this point. I used 3 small zucchini, but you can use as much and as little as you want. Just be aware that the more zucchini and the more chicken you use, the more creamy you need to
Creamy
make.
you need, yeah.
So you don't want it to be cream soup.
Oh, okay.
It's just a flavoring.
So you want it to be a little bit like a thick cream, right? For the
Yeah, you want it to be a thick cream, but again, we want to fill this with as much
Oh, okay.
vegetable and chicken as we can.
okay. So it's a good idea to actually let them rest on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would be adding more water to the
Because you can see
recipe.
how dry it is.
Yeah. Yeah, the ones that we you made earlier, it feels really dry.
Yeah.
And, I'm feeling better about myself.
Ah, you throw those zoodles in there.
I'm feeling better about my zoodles right now, so.
Whatever. Looking good. Last layer of zoodles.
Okay. So you said 3 zucchinis
I used 3 small zucchini. Or 3 medium. They weren't that small.
Yeah, they were a good size.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And we're done with
Toss
the
our
zoodles.
chicken in. I missed one.
Oh, I missed one. Ooh.
You can use, again,
really
parsley as a garnish, which gives it a nice flavor. We had some leftover scallions, so we're going to use that.
Do you want me to
Yeah, if you can cut that.
cut them?
Yeah, right there. Nice little circles.
Let me get that.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a toss. Then we'll just toss it right into our bowl, and it's ready to serve. You really don't have to cook it down too much.
So you just mix them now
Yeah.
and let it cook a little bit.
Yeah. I had the heat on medium just to heat it up a little bit. Making a little bit of a
Look
mess
at me, Ian.
Learning how to cut. Nice.
I was like, ching, ching, ching. All right. Oh, it looks really, really
Looks
nice.
really good.
And I mean, the great thing is you don't have to cook the zoodles a
You
whole
don't
lot,
know. You just
right?
need to heat it.
Because,
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So if you have leftover chicken, this can be a very, very quick recipe.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You have leftover chicken. You
Shred
just
it up,
like
yeah.
you slice your zoodles and cut your chicken, and
And get your
Yeah.
sauce going.
so easy and healthy too, right?
All
All
right,
right,
put it in the
so-
bowl.
Okay. Yep.
Watch your hands. This
Yep.
is hot.
I'll hold the bowl. Ooh.
Smell the garlic.
Yep. Smells really good. Oops, sorry.
That's okay.
Smells really, really good.
Okay, want to throw the garnish on? Yep. And I also have a little bit of extra Parmesan cheese just to throw right on top. Okay. And those are your zoodles.
Wow.
So that's our chicken and zoodle Alfredo.
Can't wait to try.
Thanks for joining us. Julie will be right back with a cauliflower mash.
See you soon.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
All right, so welcome back to the Good Food Project. So I'm making a cauliflower mash. So it's basically a take on garlic mashed potatoes, but instead we're going to be using cauliflower. So I already pre-prepped all of the cauliflower. I just took 1 head of the cauliflower, chopped it into little pieces, and I'm just going to boil it. So I'm just going to add this cauliflower to the pot. So of course, if you're doing this with your kids, you want to do this part. Don't let your kids get near the boiling water. And I'm basically just going to cook the cauliflower until they're nice and soft. And cauliflower is a good alternative to using potatoes just to get different vegetables into your kids. Sometimes they don't like certain foods if they're not pureed, if they're picky. And of course, you're going to be adding cheese and garlic, so it's adding lots of flavor. Okay, so I'm just going to let that boil away. And then here I just have some oil that's over medium heat, and I'm just going to take my garlic. I just chopped it nice and small. I'm just going to go through and make it a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to cook it a little bit so it's not so strong. It kind of makes it taste a little sweeter when you cook it over the oil. And of course, if you don't have fresh garlic, you can always use the powder garlic. All right, so I'm just going to cook this up. So with garlic, you only want to cook it for about 20 seconds or until it's fragrant. You don't want it to burn, because then it will be really a strong, bitter flavor. And most of these foods you can get with your WIC benefits, or if you go to the farmer's market. So like the cauliflower you can get with the benefits, the garlic. Yep, so. And you could also use different types of cheese. I'm using Parmesan and cream cheese, but you could use like cheddar cheese or whatever cheese you get with your WIC benefits. So I can already see it's getting brown, so I want to remove it so it doesn't get too dark. And I'm just going to reserve this until, I'm going to reserve the garlic until we need to add it to the blender. So this cauliflower is just going to boil away, and we'll see you when we come back and it's nice and soft.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. This is a serious problem, but one we can solve. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
Okay, so welcome back. So I just checked on the cauliflower. I basically just took my knife, made sure that the cauliflower was tender. The knife easily slides through. So now I'm just going to take my cauliflower and I'm going to drain it with my sieve. All right. You could also roast the cauliflower. That would actually be really good because it would have a nice roasted flavor. So I would probably try that if I was doing this again. All right, so it's nice and drained. I'm also gonna just take the cauliflower, lay it on this paper towel. It's a few layers of paper towel just to try to pad out some of the moisture because I don't want it to be soggy, like a soggy cauliflower mash. So I'm just gonna take my paper towels and just press it down on it. And if you roasted the cauliflower, you probably could skip this step because it's not gonna be as moist. And you want to do this step and then immediately put it in your food processor or blender because you don't, it just comes out a lot better if it's still warm. All right, so now I'm just gonna open this up, add the cauliflower. Oh, it's really hot, be careful when you're touching it. I'm actually gonna use this, it's very hot. So I'm just gonna scoop up all this cauliflower. And at this step, you could also add any other vegetables that you want. So you could like add broccoli or spinach. I mean, it's not gonna be as white as the cauliflower, but just to get some extra vegetables in there. And then in addition to this, we're also gonna be adding Parmesan cheese, cream cheese, butter, that garlic that we sauteed, and some salt and pepper. All right, so that's all the cauliflower. I'm just gonna add that shredded Parmesan cheese. It's 1/4 cup. And then our tablespoon of cream cheese. The butter, it's about 3 tablespoons. The garlic that I sauteed, it was about 2 cloves of garlic. A pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. This is the pepper. And the salt. And you can also adjust the seasonings to taste if you taste as you blend it. I'm just gonna blend it up. Okay, I'm gonna check on it and see what it looks like. See if I want to make it even more creamy. Okay, I'm gonna give it a few more pulses so it's a little bit more creamy, but it does look really good and it smells good too. It looks just like mashed potatoes. It's very convincing. Yeah, it's looking good. It's really creamy, so I'm just gonna add it to my bowl. Yeah, it's crazy. It really just looks like mashed potatoes. All right, so there you have it. There are my creamy cauliflower mash.
For this recipe and others, you can come to one of our cooking classes on Tuesday from 4 to 5 p.m. and Fridays from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. or like us on Facebook at facebook.com/framingham.waltham.wic. We encourage you and your families to participate in one of our cooking classes. Hope to see you soon.
Something more than soup to keep me satisfied.